Right, F1 races in a lot of places, and I mean a lot of places. From the US to Italy, to the US, to Australia, to the US again, you get what I mean. But there was a country where F1 was very close to actually having a race in, Lebanon. Okay, now I'll give you 5 seconds to try and find this country on a map. Right, you ready? Okay, go. Did you guess correctly? If yes, congrats! Give yourself a pat on the back because of how smart you are. Anyway, as you can see, Lebanon is a very small country. At just over 10,000 square kilometers in land area, it's a country known for its food, its history, and its economic crisis, with $1 currently being valued at 85,000 Lebanese pounds at the time of recording this. Yes, this country almost hosted a Grand Prix 20 years ago, as F1 was planning their first expansion into the Middle East. Lebanon almost won a bid to host a Grand Prix in 1999. Bernie Ecclestone was fond of the idea, and Charlie Whiting even visited Lebanon to inspect the track location. And despite current setbacks, both F1 and Lebanon were pretty confident that Beirut could host the Middle East's first F1 Grand Prix in 2003. Now, moving on to the circuit itself. The plans were to make a 4.1 kilometer street circuit. Yes, it would have been a street circuit. I'm sorry you had to find out this way. Anyway, it was gonna be a 4.1 kilometer street circuit on a piece of reclaimed land on the coast of the Mediterranean Sea. Wait a second. Short street circuit, reclaimed land, business district on the coast of the Mediterranean. That's literally Monaco. Yes, it was pretty much planned to be a second version of Monaco. Like, it even had a yacht area. Like, come on. The circuit would have had a whopping 11 corners and a 1.6 kilometer curvy main straight. The circuit would have ran clockwise, with the first couple of turns being 90-degree corners. Anyway, what caused these plans to fail miserably? A nice circuit in the rich area of a quickly developing country backed by its Prime Minister Rafi al-Hariri. Surely it wouldn't be politics, would it? Okay, right, who am I lying to? Yes, it was politics. 2003 came and went and no Grand Prix happened. Public spending went up and so did that in corruption. And you see the Prime Minister who was backing this whole plan? Yeah, he was assassinated on Valentine's Day 2005. This led to a whole lot of problems, and the Grand Prix basically became an afterthought, never to be discussed again. But this was actually not the end of Lebanon in motorsports. Not even in single-seaters, as the country participated in the A1GP competition between 2005 and 2009. A championship where drivers represented their own country, and that honestly could have its whole video on its own. The team featured notable drivers such as Khalil Bashir and Graham Rahal. Lebanon also has a history with rallying, with the Rally of Lebanon being held every year, and the iconic brothers Roger and Abdo Frali. Now, back to F1. The only instance of F1 returning to Lebanon came in 2016, where Red Bull hosted a showrun in Beirut, Egypt? Beirut, Egypt! Red Bull, really? Egypt! But yes, Red Bull had a showrun in Beirut, where Carlos Sainz drove a couple of F1 cars around the Beirut seaside and parts of where the circuit would have actually been. The closest thing Lebanese people can claim they ever got to F1 is with Felipe Nasser and Roberto Merey, two drivers who competed in the sport with Lebanese origins. Lebanon got very close to hosting an F1 circuit, but in those 20 years since, with F1 going further with the idea of street circuits in a certain country, and Lebanon having major problems on its own, the chances for this country to welcome F1 in its borders anywhere in the foreseeable future seems almost impossible. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and feel free to like and subscribe for more F1 content.